Hello guys, today we are going to talk about one of the famous and popular Olympic yacht. The yacht was officially unveiled in New York Boat Show in 1971. It held the first World Championship in 1974 and in 1996 it became a men's Olympic class boat. I think you already guessed it. It's Laser. Welcome to Wind Stories. Don't forget to subscribe and let's go. The history of this boat begins in October 1969 with a phone call between Ian Bruce and Bruce Kirby. Ian Bruce was born in Jamaica in 1933. When he was young, his family moved to the Bahamas and he later moved to Canada for his formal education. He represented Canada in sailing twice at the Olympic Games. In 1969, when he was working as an industrial designer and sailor in Montreal for an outdoor equipment company, one of the things they wanted him to build was a car-topper sailboat. Bruce Kirby is a Canadian-born sailboat designer, dinghy, offshore racer and journalist. While they were talking on the phone, Bruce drew a sketch on a list of paper. After their conversation, he went to the drawing board and drew a proper naval architectural design process with displacement. He decided on a waterline displacement with a 185-pound person on board, including all the normal numbers on prismatic coefficient and the sail area displacement ratio. They named the boat the Weekender. After that conversation in October 1969, the process stopped. 6 months later, in April of 1970, their big break came. Yacht racing magazine Sailing World Now hatched America's Tea Cup, a regatta for new small boats costing under $1,000. When the magazine decided to have this regatta, Bruce called Ian and said, "Remember that little boat I did for you last year? Could you build one, because this teacup regatta would be a perfect way to introduce it, if we have any interest in doing anything with the design?" Ian said, "Yeah, we can give it a whirl," and he built the boat just a few days before the regatta. On his way through Toronto, he picked up Hans Fogg, who made the sail, and they drove deep into the night to get to Wisconsin on time. Hans Marius Fogg was one of the most successful competitive sailors in history, with dozens of national and international championships and in many different classes, including 2 Olympic medals. Hans was served as their test pilot. The three of them put the boat together for the first time on the Playboy Club's beach. The first time the Weekender ever sailed was in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. With sail number TGIF, the abbreviation for "Thank God It's Friday." That was Hans Fogg's idea. In the first race, Hans placed second. He was unhappy with the set of sail, and that evening he recut the love curve. The love curve is the amount of curve that is built in the front of the sail. The next day the sail looked just right, and he won the race with a hefty margin. He was leading in what was to be the final race, but it was called off for lack of wind. Boat caused a stir, and Ian was inundated with requests from buyers and dealers. That's where it all began. That was October of 1970. It was obvious that they had something pretty good on their hands. For the next few months they worked very hard for the next few months they worked very hard on their boat. Hans and Bruce did 3 different sails. By that time Ian built a second prototype with an ingenious mast step that could move fore and aft as well as an adjust rake. He also settled a lot of small but important things such as fittings, tiller length and rudder rake, as well as wang specs. In the middle of December of 1970 they had a final test weekend at Royal St. Lawrence Yacht Club, and were lucky to have a day of medium to light winds, followed by a morning of 20 knots and sleet. Ian, Hans and Bruce put the boat through its paces, and Janet Bjorn, one of Canada's best female sailors, joined them. The test was perfect, but the boat still did not have a name. In November of 1970 at the Royal St. Lawrence Yacht Club, Ian asked a science student at McGill University, "Have you got any ideas for a name? We've got this boat ready to be produced and we don't have a name for it yet." Weekender was the only name we had and none of us really thought that was the right name. This young yacht said, "Why don't you call it something scientific the young people will identify with?" And Ian said, "Do you mean something like laser?" And the kid said, "Yeah, that would be a great name." Ian yelled down the table at me, "How about laser?" And I said, "That sounds pretty good." So it was the start of laser. From that time started journey of this incredible yacht. From 1970 appeared a lot of types of lasers such as standard, radial, 4.7 M, Rooster, 8.1, Intercity, Powerhead, Laser 2, Pico 28, but only 3 of them are recognized by the International Laser Association. What? Association.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
First standard. This is the original boat and laser rig with 4.2 meters length, 0.78 meters draft and 1.39 meters beam. It has 7.6 square meters main sail area. The second rig, laser radial, with 5.76 square meters sail area, and the third one 4.7 with 4.7 square meter sail area. At the beginning laser cost $595. It was affordable for the first timers. Nowadays there are more than 215,000 boats worldwide. Today you can buy it from $6,400 up to $7,400 depending on the model. That's the story of laser, which should be a popular car top sailboat but became the most popular Olympic yacht. So that's the story for today, guys. I hope you learned something new from this video. If I missed something in this story, put your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and put your likes. Thanks for watching and smooth sailing to all of you. Bye. Special thanks to Dmitry and to Oleg Glebovich. Thank you.